2020希望之星暨西域盛典10强精英赛的第3场直播。Welcome to the national final for the top 10 of 2020 Outlook Superstars。那么今天的第3场直播呢，是我们少儿 B 组，也就是小学4到6年级差不多是10到12岁这个年龄段的孩子们，将在今天的直播间大展身手啊！今天已经是第3场了，前2场和这个参与下来感觉怎么样？然后今天对我们的选手们有什么样的期待？
对今天的选手有更多的期待，因为我们看到幼儿组的小朋友已经展现出非常好的天赋，而在小学低年级我们少儿 A 组里面，他们的 structure， 他们的那个 outline 已经非常的清晰了。今天作为更高一年级的小学高年级少儿 B 组，我有更多的期待。
好，今天呢，同样加盟我们的还有一位神秘嘉宾，一位新朋友啊，也就是我们的口语侠。
大家好，我是科森我的身边的朋友呢都叫我森哥，我是口语侠森哥。同时呢，也是2016年星光大道的年度4强，我来自北美洲巴哈马群岛。
我们待会儿在这个节目的最后啊，会有彩蛋啊，我们的森哥将会，我们先保留一个悬念吧。好，马上来了解一下我们的比赛规则。
评比分为4个环节：自我介绍、我的家乡我的骄傲、议题见解、有问有答。每个环节将由国际招生团和国内百师团共同进行打分，招生团打分占比80%，百师团打分占比20%。国际招生团评委可以单独向心仪的选手发出推荐信。总分榜排名第1的选手将获得由本场5名国际招生团评委联名发出的推荐信。
是的，没错，还跟前2天一样，我们的这个总分排名第1的选手可以获得5校联名的推荐信，所以格外让人期待啊！这个究竟谁能够拿到这份荣誉？我相信在这么小的一个年纪，对他们的成长来说，对他们未来的经历来说，都是一笔宝贵的财富。
当然，
好，那接下来我们就来认识一下今天的国际招生团和我们的国内百师团。是的，同样强大的评委阵容，同样专业的态度啊，来为我们所有的选手的表现保驾护航。好，那今天呢，话不多说，马上进入到我们的比赛环节。第1个环节，大家还记得是什么吗？ Self Introduction。通过这个环节，我们可以非常直观的就去了解每一位选手他们的风采。马上先来看一看我们头5位选手的他们的风采。
Hello, my name is Will. Where there is a will, there is a way. I'm from EU Maple Leaf School. I am willing to be a space scientist when I grow up. And now, I'm carrying my wild dream on to reach the wonderful wide outer space. I'm a very optimistic, outgoing, and outstanding kid with many hobbies. One of them is programming. I'm not just an extraordinary fast programmer. I can also design some simple games and play with my classmates, making me feel accomplished and proud of myself. In fact, I'm also a hands-on learner. Playing with Lego blocks and Minecraft enables me to construct a world of real materials. Just like programming, that uses symbols to create an exotic world under my fingertips. This is me, a young boy of confidence and curiosity, exploring the captivating world just start his journey.
Hi, I'm Joyce. Look at this. Is it a Band-Aid? No, I faked it. It's made out of stickers. My handcrafts are not masterpieces, but I like creations. This is a mini pen made out of toothpicks, my original design. This is a fox purse made out of leather. This is my magic dinosaur. Interesting, isn't it? Not all creations are easy. 2 years ago, I began to learn Chinese calligraphy. The brush is made of animal fur and is really hard to control. But once I learned it, the flexible brush can turn writing into real artwork. This is what I just wrote. 海纳百川. It means the sea intakes hundreds of rivers. Be tolerant to differences. Let me try to create something new. They are outlook stars. Beautiful, isn't it?
If you read Harry Potter, I bet you're the one who's waiting for the owl to send you your Hogwarts admission letter. I'm the lucky one to have my admission letter to my Hogwarts. My school is just like Hogwarts, where I'm studying and growing up. I can learn what love is, what friendship is. My teachers can teach me how to live a happier life. My friends encourage me just like a big family. I started to learn how to make hard choices, even compromising myself. I also learned how to be responsible when taking my duty. The stage to me is like Quidditch pitch to Harry Potter. I can use magic here. I could be a chocolate boy who speaks out his thoughts to parents. Then I could act a rock and roll musician on High School Musical stage. I could perform an orphan in Annie and then wear a mask to join a fancy dress ball. Stage offers infinity possibilities, which makes me love acting and drama. I also love the over 100 rehearsals we made before outstanding few minutes on stage. Welcome to my Hogwarts.
Hello, my name's Sky and this is where I study calligraphy. I know what you think. What a talented boy trying to pass the beautiful Chinese tradition of calligraphy. But the truth is far less impressive. It's just my mom's idea trying to make me sit still for more than 5 minutes. A task pretty impossible to fulfill in casual circumstances. So, my mom was right. Calligraphy does help, somewhat. It's one of my most handsome and coolest additions. While most of the boys do it for their love of the sport, I do it just to catch the girls' attention. And I do a great job. This is a secret I've never shared with my mom yet. As you can see, art and sports are not my only passion. To show you what I mean, I definitely need some beats. Yes, you're right, I'm talking about dancing. I can literally feel the rhythm in every sound I hear, even the footsteps, because that's how good I am.
I am Paul, 11 years old. I sometimes feel like I am a bit introverted. I do like spending my time by reading, drawing, coding, and playing the guitar all day long without feeling any bit of boredom. Instead, I feel replenished and joyous. However, I am not all introverted, and I am good at playing basketball, badminton, and soccer. And I am even the captain of my American football team. As a captain, I enjoy discussing on team play and how we can develop better alternatives and motivate each other to win the game. Also, I love talk shows. In fact, I have read Trevor Noah's autobiography, Born a Crime, for several times, and I hope I can be a talk show host in the future like him. Just like him, I love to express my opinions in a humorous way, to make people laugh, and naturally make them think in a wise and interesting way.
张贤贤，我觉得他的表现还是非常非常好，让我看着特别舒服。组织能力我觉得也挺强，而且我觉得他的兴趣特别的广，我还是喜欢这种比较开朗的小朋友。
我比较喜欢最后的 Paul Wu， 就是五月同学啊，我太喜欢他了，因为为什么呢？他说他是一个 introvert， 但他 read a lot， 他有很多的积累。然后呢，他又是个 leader， 因为他在他的那个橄榄球队当这个战术规划员，我们知道这是很难的一个工作，当 coach。然后他又 play basketball，
对
，which is my favorite
talk show host。
对，他是个哇 ，I love him。
厉害的还在后面，马上来看一下后5位选手的表现。
I am 10 years old. I am proud of myself because I have done a lot of exploration of the world. Since I was 4 years old, I have explored amazing music by using my fingertips to cross the piano keys, which can sound like a flowing water or like a blowing breeze. For 6 years, I have never stopped practicing my keys every day. And every day since I was 5 years old, I have also never stopped practicing dancing. I explored a variety of different movements. I can be like a will-o-wisp or be like a bird flying happily. But the most exploration I have done comes from books. I have read thousands of different books. I believe that as long as I have perseverance, I will be able to achieve great results.
Hello, I'm Ethan, a 12-year-old. But sometimes I feel like God. Do you know when? It's when I write. And today I've written a sonnet to express my love of writing. Through the years I've created many things, some worlds contained within ink and paper. I feel like a god, weaving the fates of kings and shaping their kingdoms beyond yonder. Every word on paper a thought to be spread. Every drop of ink has knowledge within. Our thoughts connect as my stories are read. This is the place where our knowledge begins. Worlds are created when words are written, and I enjoy the sense of creation. I write to gain the knowledge that's hidden, a doorway into my imagination. Others' interests are of all fashions, but writing forever remains my passion.
I'm tough and talented. I'm sunny and unique. That's what people say. Hold on to my dream.
But it's such a challenge for me to achieve my dream.
I remember tears streaming down my face when I felt on the stage. When all the shadows keep hanging around me.
However, I made it. When I eventually stand here, I know nothing happens by chance. Is it the destination? No. For me, it's a bigger chance to chase a bigger dream.
See the light on my way to the dream. It's shining. Someone let me know how far I'll go.
Carson is my name. From my name, you may guess that I like cars. And yes, I really enjoy the rhythm of driving. I then turned to another rhythmic and amazing sport, kayaking. Holding the paddle with two of my hands, challenging with currents of varied conditions. With the accompaniment of my coach, I am the pilot of my kayak and even the ship of my life. Fascinated by the rhythm, I become a learner of percussion. Rhythmic movement and repeated pace contribute that just perfect percussion. As the drummer in the rock band and the percussion chief in the orchestral band, although not under the center of the spotlight, I am the fixed tune that cannot be missing. I'm learning to control my own rhythm, appreciating the rhythm of life, not because I succeeded in everything I did, but with the help of my friend. I am not afraid to fail.
Hello everyone, I'm Yang Binru, an outgoing and enthusiastic girl full of curiosity. I've been riding horses since 8 years old. When riding on horses, I felt we become one, galloping up and down in the horse ranch, crossing one hurdle after another. It was such a great time for me without homework, piano lessons, or my mother's nagging. Just happiness and freedom. Happy or not, I like to share everything with my cute and loyal friends who always stand by my side. My dream is to have a horse ranch of my own after growing up, where ponies can gallop freely in the horse ranch rather than being stabled. Those who are looking for freedom and inner peace can come to my horse ranch with their favorite animals to enjoy this idyllic leisure. This is me.
其实，在国外呢，尤其是在我们巴哈马，我们这个在学校里边，我们该学的我们都学。我们放学之后呢，这个是属于我们自己的时间。如果说老师布置的作业太多的话，因为父母可能没有那么多的时间去陪伴孩子去学习、去做作业什么的，所以呢，我们还是 不会有那么多的补习班什么，因为父母也不可能投这么多钱去让你去上。你说你在学校你不好好学，你还让我们去花钱给你去上个补习班，开玩笑玩呢，对不对？那不可能。但我觉得中国的孩子真的这基础特别好，真的非常非常好，有这么多的机会，想学啥父母就给你报啥。我们那个时候开玩笑，还不让你。
但是你不觉得他们很累吗？有的时候会就太紧张了，我看他们周末都没有时间休息。
我感觉孩子就应该多接触一些东西。长大之后呢，我觉得他们肯定会感谢他们的父母。真的，这是我个人的观点。我觉得孩子在最小的时候呢，就应该多接触一些东西。学的越多越好。
好，来，我们来看一下，在第一个环节之后，我们10位选手的成绩啊，这个决定了他们在这个我们评委心目当中的一个印象分。来看一下。OK， 好，我们现在看到。在榜首的是杨画画同学，那么现在比第2位的李松晓要高了3-4分吧，大概是啊。希望后面呢，我们的所有的选手都继续加油，因为这个分数只占1/4啊。好，那接下来的2、3、4环节呢，我们的选手要依次来展开。好，那马上来看一下我们的1号选手吴文浩，他的第2个环节，我的家乡，我的骄傲。
If you spend only 3 minutes in each shop in the market here, you will need a year to finish shopping. Where is this amazing place? Come on, follow me. Welcome to my hometown, also known as the China Commodity City, Yiwu. This place holds the biggest wholesale market in the world. Aside from that, it also has tons of mouth-watering delicious food, profound cultural background, and simple but enchanting Yiwu-ness. Look what I just got. This is a traditional handmade snack that is super tasty. Yum! This city is a magnet that attracts prosperities, opportunities, and great business minds around the globe. This is a city that realizes and exemplifies the myth of Chinese dream by connecting the diligent, persist, and dependable Yiwu-ness with the rest of the modern world. Call me when you're here, I will be your guide.
好，也感谢我们的1号吴文浩介绍了你的家乡，通过你的视角，让我们看到了一个全新的义乌。好，那接下来我们要进行的是第3个环节，议题见解。那我们所有10位小朋友都会有同样的一个题目，他们要发表各自的观点，各抒己见。那我们今天的题目是什么呢？听好了 ，What would happen to the world if we couldn't wake people up when they fall asleep, and they could only wake up naturally？也就是说，如果人们不能够被叫醒，而是所有人都是睡到自然醒的话，那这个世界会发生什么样的改变呢？那当然，我们待会儿再回来讨论这个话题。我们先听一听吴文浩他是怎么作答的。
Well, if so, maybe I wouldn't be standing here. My mom wouldn't knock me out of bed or scream at me to be on time. Just joking. But if that does happen, I don't think the world will slow down or be less efficient, or eventually become dysfunction. Instead, holding an optimistic view, I think the world will function more effectively. As a species that keeps aiming high and accomplishing, we few humans cannot surpass the genetic new norm. We were only enforcing the idea of efficiency. Efficiency will be the priority in working places. Moreover, if we get enough sleep, our brain wouldn't make too much wrong decisions that are caused by the lacking of sleep. We can avoid a lot of accidents, and we do have the brain power to think twice before we take actions. Where there is a problem, we can always solve it and embrace a better future.
大家会说啊，这个问题很有意思，就是其实我们想出这样的题目呢，就是看看孩子们去想象一下一个假设的世界啊，就是考验他们的想象力，激发他们的这样的一个发挥的一个空间。
对，
所以我相信可能每个小朋友的预测都是不一样的啊。好，那我们来看一看这个他的前3个环节都表现完了之后，我们的评委对他有什么样的问题 Q&A。
Question number 1. Now, you mentioned that you aspire to be a space scientist, and no doubt your programming will be very beneficial. Personally, I love space and its sheer vastness. However, even today, there are some so-called flat earthers who believe the earth is flat. So, how would you convince someone the world is in fact round?
I will not object them immediately. I will invite them to the seashore where we can see the sunrise, sunset, tide coming and going. Then I will point at the ships that descend gradually from bottom to top when it goes near the horizon. While we're amazed by the beautiful world, at the same time, I will tell them it's only possible to happen if the earth is round. If that cannot persuade them still, in the future, I will invite them to join my future space mission and look at the earth from above.
Question number 2. EU looks a fabulous city. It sounds like a shopper's paradise. You stated how it is a magnet for enterprise. What is it which makes cities such a powerful draw for individuals and businesses? And do you think in the future everyone will live in a city?
One of the biggest reasons why EU is so attractive is its openness. This is a harbor that embraces people, especially businessmen, from over 200 countries. There are chartered governmental places that subsidize the growth of such diversity, and with the help of internet, EU's market has woven a web for international economical and cultural exchange. Yet, in my opinion, as technology becomes more advanced in the future, people can live closer to nature. We may order the robots to do business for us in the city, while we retreat to the beautiful world and live a more green life.
Question number 3. I love sleep. You spoke about how efficiency will be such a priority in the workplace. In the years ahead, we can expect a lot of job automation with machines carrying out many tasks. If or when that happens, how important will human efficiency then be?
In my humble opinion, I think human efficiency is important, no matter in what age. The creation can never surpass the creator. I believe machines can always be an excellent tool that are utilized by us, enhancing human efficiency dramatically and changing the world we live in. Just like the way we transformed from the first industrial revolution to the digital world today. We as humans are always in charge of invention, innovation, and improvements. We can specialize in mental work, while the machines can specialize in manual work.
我觉得吴公浩说的特别快，特别着急，好像有很多观点要表达，这样的一个感觉，让你们是不是？
确实有一点儿，确实有一点儿。我觉得他这个整体的节奏可以再控制的稍微好一点，而不是那种就是在背台词的那种感觉啊，不是很自然啊，
就太赶了。
对，有点赶，水平挺好，就是有点赶。
对，其实好的一个演讲应该是有节奏，而且是有变化，这个有快有慢啊，有急有缓，这样的可能才是更好的一个组合。但这只是我们的观点啊，不知道评委老师会怎么样去评价它，来听一听。
Hello, Will. Indeed, where there is a will, there is a way, but possibly the Milky Way, if you follow your passion for space exploration. Now, I loved your suggestions for refuting the flat Earth hypothesis, and combined with your programming talents, a science-based career likely beckons. Now, your eagerness to explore the world could easily extend to exploring the solar system as a future astronaut. And if you start up a space tourism business, I'd be very keen to take a trip.
I'm pleased to see a young person who has such a great interest in science and creating things. In your videos, you have done a good job of clearly explaining the reasons behind your views. If you enter this competition again in the future, it would be great to hear more about your programming.
You are clearly a very curious young man with a lot of interests. All these interests have contributed to you being a well-rounded person. It made your answers multi-dimensional and interesting. You kept my attention the whole way through, and I was listening to every word you had to say. You handled the question and answer period very well. You gave some high-level answers to some challenging questions, and overall, I was very impressed. Good job.
Good job， 评委老师还是这个给了非常中肯的一个评价啊。那么第一位选手，相对来说呢，首发我们这个有一次占据榜首的机会。那我们来看一看他的得分的情况。 4个环节加总329.44分啊，这是吴文浩的4个环节的总成绩。那么我们来看一下我们的排分榜。好，暂居第一位选手，毫无悬念。那么后面的选手呢，也希望拿出你们最好的表现去超越他。马上请出的是我们的2号选手张贤贤。
Shanghai today is known to the world as a metropolis with skyscrapers. Is that Shanghai? Yes and no. This is the root of Shanghai, Guangfuling. 4,000 years ago, moving from both southern and northern China, people built wooden sheds and settled around this lake. They are the earliest Shanghainese. Not until 1,000 years ago, when Shanghai became the name of a place. But that Shanghai was very tiny. This tower, Fangta, was built around that time, and is my favorite place to fly kites. Modern Shanghai began 100 years ago. This old house, Ying's mansion, has the same age. Look at these European-style decorations, same as those at the Bund. In Shanghai, my hometown, we meet old and new, east and west.
啊，最后这个我觉得这个设计我很喜欢 ，East and West 啊，上海的这个
Old and New
外滩的对两侧啊，那个森哥也说你在上海住了多少年
？12年。
12年。
嗯哼，
刚才那些地方你都见过吗？
我见都没见过，我都不知道他说的是哪里。我在想，我在上海待了12年，怎么都没人带我去呢？这么美的地方，
白待了啊！那
真的是
幸好有我们的选手啊，作为这个小向导，可以带我们去看一看。点评一下刚才你对他的这种表达的一个印象当中。
我觉得从这儿也能看出来，我们这个张贤贤同学啊，在这里面设计的时候真的非常的细心，非常的细致，而且他在内容上面，他其实切了2个点 ，old and new。East and West， 然后他找的景呢又非常的精致。那我觉得在这样的内容是很耐听、很耐看。而且比如说像森哥在上海居住12年，我都没有看到这样的一个场景。我觉得对于大部分的观众来讲，评委老师来讲，这是非常好的一个 combination。所以这样的内容真的很抓人。
对，是的，对。好，希望他在接下来的这个议题见解环节当中啊，也有好的表现。
The good thing about waking up naturally is that people won't have sleeping problems anymore and could be healthier. But the bad thing is that there will be no schedules for school and work, as people will show up anytime. Like online courses for students to learn during the coronavirus period? No way! Bosses want to meet their subordinates? They need to stay at workplace for 24 hours. And also, I think the world will be more dangerous. There will be more car accidents and even plane crash because the drivers may fall asleep and cannot be waken up. Taking a bubble bath might even be dangerous. Who knows? I interviewed some of my friends and their answers are a little crazy. Some said they won't be waken up naturally only after 40 years when they're 50 years old. Of course, no more schools. Mwahaha!
好，那我们接下来呢，对于他的前3个环节，我们的评委们有什么样的问题要问？
Question number 1. The Chinese calligraphy is really beautiful. No doubt it takes a lot of practice to master. To learn any new skill, practice makes perfect, but it can often require a lot of self-discipline. So, what advice would you give someone to maintain the motivation necessary to learn a new skill?
First of all, you need to choose something that you like. If you do, an hour feels like a minute. But if you choose something that you dislike, then a minute is an hour long. The longer time you can hang on, the more likely you will learn it. Persistence is also very important. I learned the piano, and after a lot of practice, I feel proud of myself because I'm good at it and I can see the fun.
Question number 2. Shanghai is an amazing city. Which is more important for a city? The new, such as developing new skyscrapers, or the old, such as the preservation of its past and heritage?
I think both the old and the new are important. The old is important because preservations from the past can teach us lessons. We can learn from what happened. The new is important because we are making progress, like the development in technology, and we can make our lives more comfortable.
Question number 3. Getting sufficient sleep is definitely good for your health, but you mentioned a downside, which was the absence of any kind of schedule and structure for school and work. As the world moves towards more remote working, that is working from home, is a schedule still important, or should we prefer flexible work and study?
I still think that a schedule is necessary. In most cases, we need to do teamwork and friends will want to meet with each other. So a schedule can coordinate our times. Also, schedules can make us more time efficient. Why am I making a video? Because I was told that it needed to be due today. This is a schedule. Without it, the judges cannot even arrange their time.
我觉得在这样的一个比赛当中呢，其实我们每一个选手都应该采取一种，就是能让评委以及观众有一种哇意外，我没想到的一种意外的这种感觉。如果说你接下来要做的一切，你想说的一切，你在想什么？其实我们在这儿看着，我们都可以给你写个剧本，但我觉得这意义并不是很大，你说是不是？可以在脱离这种就是背剧本的这种感觉，然后跟我们讲话交流，而不是在演讲。我觉得它有点像是在演讲。
不要给一个大家都喜欢的一个答案，就给一个可能你认为最相信的一个答案。
对，
好，来，我们来看一下评委的评价。
I love your creative flair. You are a real artisan. The mini pens made out of toothpicks are so cute. And of course, awesome Outlook stars. Your Chinese calligraphy skills clearly have taken a lot of persistence and patience to master. Now, I think you can have a great future as an artist, and the beauty in the things you create can produce a lot of happiness. Keep it up.
It's pleasing to see someone who has the confidence to create things which don't have to fit into an expected pattern. I was particularly impressed by your introduction to the city, including its history and how that contributes to its key aspects now. I would like to hear more about how you will make use of your interests in the future.
You are clearly very creative and imaginative. Your description that Shanghai is old and new, east and west, yes, a good basis for a presentation. My advice to you is as follows. When you get enthusiastic, your voice also becomes shrill and squeaky. When you are presenting, yes, be enthusiastic, but keep your voice under control.
不过确实，刚才他提醒我们的这个贤同学的，要把控好自己的声音，这在舞台上、在演讲上、在镜头前都是非常重要的一点。好，马上我们来看一下张贤的4个环节的成绩。336分。4个环节加总还是一个不错的分数啊，
可以的啊。
目前来看一下这个排分榜的一个变化情况。好，冲到了第1位啊，他是第2号选手，后面的选手呢还会有很多可以去超越的空间。马上来关注一下3号选手严德维。
Confucius said, "It is great to have friends from coming afar." Serving the best tea is the way to treat a guest. It must be a very important friend if the host prepares the best tea and elegant Chinaware tea sets. Longjing, one of China's top 10 famous tea, is both named for a place and a tea. The origin of Longjing is on the mountains, which surrounds the Longjing village. It has more than 1,200 years history. It is yellow and green, rich in aroma, mellow and refreshing. Its leaves are like a parrot's tongue. Every year in March and April is the picking season of Longjing tea. But right now, we can't see the harvest time. Many leaves are dried up suffering from the hot summer sunlight. But after raining seasons, the tea leaves can become fertilizer to help other tea leaves grow better next year. With mountains and rivers, there's no end to life. Every sip of tea comes from farmers and nature's hard working. That's what makes it precious.
刚才这个介绍龙井茶，我觉得介绍的还是蛮好，但看出来这个小男生啊，我们的这个严德维同学还是一个相对比较偏安静的一个男孩，
比较稳重。
对，所以其实大家的在视频当中这个表现能充分展示他们的个性，就我觉得这一点是藏都藏不住啊，或者是你想去装都装不出来。
没错，
好，那么我们接下来看一下严德维对我们的议题有怎么样的见解。
This is like two sides of a coin. It can make something better and make something worse. The good ways are, we can have happier family. People can get more rest and have a better day. People's moral will be high. We can have more strength to study and work. Then we will succeed. We can also be more healthy. We can get more rest, and many more people won't have dark circles under their eyes. Besides good things, bad things can happen too. Like, our schedule won't be as compact. Many more people will be late to go to work or go to school. Our production will also be low. We can't have as much things as today. We can miss a lot of events if we can't be waking up. Doctors will miss their appointments. Passengers will miss their flights. We won't have as much bus and taxis as today. Supermarkets and banks can't be opened. We will have a very messy life. This is what I think will happen if we can only wake up naturally.
但说话然后觉得有点太柔了，然后就很难抓住人的心。这个
再多点这个热情 passion。
对，
而且我印象中他的短片里介绍他是一个很爱演 drama 的一个人，
是，
但他的这个回答里面缺那么点 dramatic 那种效果，
是，确实有点少啊。
接下来还看一下这个3个环节之后，我们的评委对他有什么样的问题要问。
Question number 1. What is the most difficult aspect of dancing for you?
For me, I think the most difficult aspect of dancing is to remember all the steps while cooperating with my group. When I'm performing on stage, I'm not dancing alone. So when the music and lights are on, the steps have to be done just right. Teamworking is very important. That's why we take a lot of practices and team efforts to remember every steps before the performance.
Question number 2. The tea ceremony is a long-standing tradition in China. What is it about rituals like these that is important?
Tea is the beverage most representative Chinese culture. The tea ceremony is a ritual that has been recorded since Tang Dynasty. Tea, water, and fire are necessary in order to make tea. The water should be clear and sweet. The fire should be clean without a door. The chinaware and purple clay tea sets are widely used. It's an art activity to express character and spiritual thoughts. People feel relaxed, blissful, and closer to nature by drinking tea.
Question number 3. You said you thought there would be both good results and bad results if people could only wake up naturally. Do you think the good results outweigh the bad ones? If you could make a decision about this, what would you do?
My choice is being woken up is better. Because first, I won't get late to go to school. I can take my time to have my breakfast and then arrive at school on time. Second, as the saying goes, an hour in the morning is worth 2 in the evening. So, I will have a very good start of the day. Finally, a good schedule leads to an efficient life. So I want to be waking up early.
好，我们来听一听评委的评价吧。
It was really very good overall. You are very, very nearly fluent, like a native speaker. Your delivery was smooth and natural, with good diction, good cadence, rhythm. Your pronunciation was nearly flawless. But there were a few errors. For example, you mispronounced dynasty and also odor. And there were a few grammatical errors. You said raining seasons, and we would say rainy seasons. And you also said waking up when we would say woken up. But I think the biggest error was you said compromising myself, which really means going against your principles. What you wanted to say was make compromises. However, those are minor things. What overall was a very good presentation, very naturally done, and I was impressed. Good job.
You are absolutely right. The stage is magic. Your love and passion for acting and drama really shine through. I was particularly impressed that you also enjoy the endless rehearsals, which I know can often be monotonous, but it is admirable that you are so committed to the pursuit of perfection on stage. I'm also pleased that you are a team player. As they say, there is no I in team.
Your pronunciation is very strong. If I close my eyes and listen to you speak, you could almost pass as a native speaker. I especially liked the section on your hometown about Longjing. It almost felt like an episode from the Travel Channel about your hometown. You still make some minor grammar mistakes, but those will become less frequent as you spend more time speaking English. Overall, good job. Just keep working hard.
这小孩说实话，如果说他是心理医生，或者说是就医院里面的大夫，我可能会挺希望能有这么一个人在我身边，感觉特别稳啊。
很踏实，
对，看着挺踏实的。
但是跟他做朋友一定靠谱。
对，有那种感觉。
作为一个比赛型的选手来说的话，相对有一点吃亏，
有点火候，
就他没有那么 outgoing， 没有把他的这个个性完全的展示出来，
不够
抓眼球。
对。好，我们来看一下他的得分情况。严德维4个环节得分是329.10分。那这个我们的3位选手已经比赛结束了，我们来看一下排分榜的变化。好，暂时没有什么变化，位居第一的还是张贤贤。好，来马上关注一下第4位出场的选手赵晨凯，他的第2个环节。
Do you know Xi, one of the foremost beautiful women in Chinese history, was born right here, Zhuji, my hometown. But beauty doesn't end there. Look at me, for example. Where do you think this beauty comes from? Zhuji is famous for Chinese Korea tree, a beautiful nut plant offering us precious oil and nuts for snacks. You've probably met this magic oil in your shampoo products or your mom's beautiful face mask. Well, there you go. Zhuji is also famous for socks manufacturing, maybe even one of the biggest sock suppliers in China. You can be picky about socks all you want. As long as you imagine a pair of very special socks, somebody in my hometown has already designed it and sells it for a while now. Moreover, the socks you're wearing right now might as well be made in my hometown. If you want to experience more of this beauty, come visit Zhuji.
那么接下来的环节还同样是议题见解。如果大家都是睡到自然醒，这个世界会发生什么样的变化？来听一下他的见解。
If we couldn't wake people up, and they could only wake up naturally, the world would be a great place for me. First of all, imagine being late for school, rushing inside all worried and stressed about it, and guess what? The teacher is sleeping at home. What a great coincidence! As we all know, the top 10 competitors of this competition are outstanding. What if the other 9 contestants are sleeping at home right now? I'll be the champion of the year. And if I'm lucky enough, I could even be the host, as he might as well sleep at home. Don't tell him. Besides, you've got a perfect excuse if you've done something wrong. You failed to finish your homework. What's going on? Mom, I was sleeping. Your room is a mess. Sorry, I was sleeping. If you break the rules of any kind, just rush into your bedroom and fall asleep. Problem solved. I might like the crazy silly world like that. How about you?
因为这毕竟是一个语言的一个表达的这么一个比赛的这么一个平台，我觉得他可能就过度的去就是自我表现，就各种动作，然后就有点让我转移。
他的动作分散了我们对他说话内容的注意力。
是这一点就不是很好，我觉得他稍微压一压应该会更好。
好，不知道接下来的问答环节他是不是表现的会更好一点？我们来看一下。
Question number 1. Is there something in common between your 3 interests, calligraphy, sports, and dancing, or are they all quite different?
All 3 of my passions do have something in common. They're all skills, which can be just hobbies and leisure activities. You can make them to art, I'm not on that level yet, but that's my goal. And I believe someday I'll reach it. Sure, there are obvious differences. For example, the calligraphy is more like a traditional and culturally unique. Sport is more international. Dance requires your music talent and body movement coordination.
Question number 2. What is it about the dubstep style of dancing that appeals to you?
Dubstep is the art of the body movement. I initially discovered it at a very young age through Michael Jackson's videos. I was so impressed by the slow motion sequences of his dancing. I love the way it paints to a totally different world through rhythm, beat, and body movement. To be honest, the reason I was attracted in the first place is that I just want to be cool.
Question number 3. You said you thought it would be a good thing if people could only wake up naturally because, for example, that would always provide a good excuse. Do you think there are any bad things that would come if people could only wake up naturally?
I believe the major pitfall of the situation in which people could only wake up naturally is the trust issue. If you trust someone, then you rely on that person. So if you cannot trust time as such, then you cannot trust yourself. Not to mention too far away, only me. My teacher requires me, she just want me to be the champion of this contest. So, but I may end up sleeping at home. So you know how disappointed she will be.
不管是哪一种这个个性，应该都是小朋友的一个天性嘛。
对，
只是说，如果来到一个公众的演讲的舞台上，可能要稍微把自己的这个天性稍稍掩藏起来一些，加一些多训练过的一些技巧啊。这样可能才会给大家留下更深刻的一个印象。
那小朋友他在这儿，赵振凯想展示的是，我一个很随性 ，I just want to be cool。但是你要考虑到第一个，对吧？和你同场竞技的是什么样的人？第二个，这还是一个比赛。那么你这样特别酷、太随性的风格，是不是有点太挥洒了？
对，所以其实收放自如，这才是最好的一个对自己的训练啊。好，我们来听一听评委的评价。
You speak very well with lots of personality. Lots of energy, you have a natural pronunciation, and a good rhythm and cadence to how you speak. You had good inflection and tone, and lots of animation, but not too much, although almost so much that it was distracting. There were a few minor errors. You said trying to pass, and you should have said trying to learn. I didn't really understand handsome and coolest additions. Additions is not the right word. I don't know what word is the right one. And you said might as well be when you should have said may as well be. I thought your answer to question number 3 was very good, bringing up the issue of trust. And overall, you did a very good job. Excellent.
You have adopted what British people would describe as an interesting approach to your competition entry. Unfortunately, your entry feels rushed and underdeveloped. I can't help feeling that you needed to take more time to better meet the criteria. It's generally best to assume that the competition will be fierce and to over-prepare. I would urge you to bear that in mind in the future.
Sky, one of the characteristics of a good public speaker is that the listeners must want to listen to you. The speaker must catch the listener's attention through charm and persuasion. Your approach is, look how good I am. This lack of modesty puts the listener off. Your English is good. Your enthusiasm is good. Now you need to show that what you say is good by being a little bit humble. That's the Chinese way. Am I right?
好，那么到目前为止，我们的4位选手当中，大家更喜欢谁？然后你们心目当中的冠军选手会是哪一位呢？也欢迎你们在评论区告诉我们。好，马上来看一下我们的4号选手赵晨凯他的得分情况。325.59分，这是他4个环节的总分。那我们来看一下排分榜的最新变化。好， 暂时没有变化，那么还是张贤贤位居榜首，还有6位选手尚没有出场。那我们接下来继续关注我们的5号选手吴越。
My special place in Hangzhou is definitely the Gongchen Bridge. It is right near my house, and in my opinion, it's the best kept secret in Hangzhou. Many of the visitors to Hangzhou don't even know it's there, but there's so much history here. For hundreds of years, it was a very important transportation hub in the city. Going to the bridge is always a treat for me. I love to stroll along each side. The scenery is absolutely stunning. Once in a while, I'll go for a boat ride along the canal. I enjoy looking at the bridge from far away. There are always many cafes and tea shops nearby if you get thirsty. Stop by the park too if you get the chance. It's never too crowded and a great place to watch the boats go by. Walking over it, there's always lots to see. People passing by, ships on their merry way, the lights alongside the canal, and of course, the indescribable charm of Hangzhou. For visitors to the city, or even full-time Hangzhouers such as myself, I highly recommend taking a trip to the wonderful Gongchen Bridge.
我真的想要去夸他，我觉得他的这个表现真的非常的灵活，我觉得他特别 flexible， 他让我感觉他完全可以他可以从政也可以从商，就感觉他情商特别高，他就
哇这么高的评价，
真的，他让我
这么快就感受到了，
跟你去义乌做小生意，
看着特别舒服，真的。
我个人觉得他可以稍微再慢一点，或者再清楚一点就更好了。我
想再看看，再看2环节。
好，我们再看他的第3环节的表现。
What would happen to the world if we couldn't wake up people when they fall asleep, and they can only wake up naturally? Well, I think lots of things would happen. First off, transportations might be busiest during the afternoon, because many people would sleep right through their morning flights, trains, or rides. Schools would also change a lot, because it would be hard for every student to go to school at the same time. Many students might study online through video streaming, while only the most disciplined would be able to make their morning classes at the local school. On the bright side though, people might be healthier, because many of the illnesses people develop now are caused by lack of sleep. There will definitely be less traffic jams too, because everybody would travel at different times now, so there wouldn't be that much car on the road at the same time. In conclusion, I would have to say that I sincerely hope this doesn't happen. I think these days the world is strange enough as it is.
我非常喜欢他的答案，我觉得他的这个思维非常的清晰，很有层次感，他的组织能力也非常的强。我个人感觉，
我想从2个点说一下，一个是表达，对吧？我们说最好的表达是什么？有一个词叫 extemporaneous，叫有即兴的感觉和状态，但是呢有条不紊。然后我们再去看它的结构。第2点，它的结构里面，我们可以看到它是给了开头、尾巴，最后 in conclusion， 然后在中间段的时候，它给了2个非常好的例子。我们说例子是最好的，要么 examples，要么是你的 statistic 数据，要么就是你的 testimony， 你的这个证词证据。那么我觉得他把技巧演绎的又很好，用词又很好，结构又很清晰，我就 like perfect answer。
我觉得这一部分对比于上一个环节来说的话，要有进步，因为它中间有停顿。其实，在说话的时候学会停顿。你停一下的时候，其实容易抓住别人的注意，我觉得也是一个非常好的、非常实用的一个技巧啊。
对，
好，来看一下它的最后一个环节。
Question number 1. Your job as a talk show host is to interview people. Do you think as an introvert, you would enjoy interacting with people every day?
I think I will. I don't think introvert means people that are not good at communicating with others. Introvert just means people that want to spend most of their time by themselves. Because of that, introverts will have more time to learn more information, including the information of the interviewee. Therefore, the introvert host would learn more details about the interviewee and have a better communication when they sit together. Also, being a talk show host is my dream. If necessary, I can adjust my status to work better.
Question number 2. Do you think people can train themselves to wake up naturally using their internal clock? Or do they have to use an alarm clock?
I think it depends. For example, it will be hard for teenagers and kids to use their internal clock, but the middle-aged and the old internal clock are more reliable. It will be easier for them to wake up naturally. And also, even for people in the same age, they're all different. Now there are a lot of researches about sleep. Even scientists cannot be sure which fact affects sleep. Maybe age, maybe DNA, maybe mood, maybe surroundings, maybe some other things.
Question number 3. Do you think modern society could function without alarm clocks? How could a teacher or a boss organize anything if people were always showing up at different times?
I think it could. There will always be someone that wakes up early. He can be responsible to wake up others. We call him the wake-up officer. People can book wake-up services to make sure they can wake up at the time they want. Some animals can also be the wake-up officer. For example, roosters. For the physical things, the teachers and boss should extend the time to make sure everyone can show up physically. Now, more and more things are held online. By using modern internet and high-tech tools, they don't have strict requirements of time.
我很喜欢他这部分的回答，我觉得这个，尤其最后一个问题，我觉得回答特别棒。And you will be the wake up officer. 每天早上负责叫醒所有人。
4:30, gentlemen.
完了，自己给自己设了一个套。好，我们来看一看评委对我们这位吴越小朋友的总体的评价。
I was fascinated by your aspiration to be a talk show host. Now, as you pointed out, being a bit introverted has an obvious advantage in being able to research your interviewees to think of interesting lines of inquiry. Although I think the alarm clock or wake-up officer would be essential to ensure both you and your guests turn up for the show at the same time.
You clearly have a very mature, but importantly self-aware approach to life, especially for someone your age. Your delivery is relaxed and confident, without being laid back or arrogant. This makes for an engaging style. Your response to the questions and answers appeared less prepared than your other video submissions. Remember that if you are a talk show host in the future, you will not always be able to prepare for the interviewee's responses.
You have a great pace and energy when you speak. It really helps to capture the attention of the listener. Your voice draws us in and keeps us interested. You speak in a clear and concise way. You seem driven and motivated to improve as well. You come across very natural on screen, and so I can definitely see you hosting a TV show when you get older.
我们的评委眼睛还是很尖的啊，就是稍微有一点点这个准备没那么充分的话，都被他们挑出来这个小的问题。但我觉得刚才你说的，就是他反而有一种很即兴的表达状态，这也是另外一个维度啊，另外一种状态。
没错，我觉得这个是真的很收放自如。
对，好，那么4个环节之后，吴越是否会超越前面的选手？马上来看一下他的得分。340.56分，哎，是一个不错的成绩，
不错，
真的棒，真的棒啊！我们来看一看是不是已经冲到榜首了啊？看一下排名情况，哎，一下，
可以，
耶，
可以，
我们这个新的榜首产生了，冲到了第1位啊，到这个340.56分。后面呢还有5位选手，我们的比赛刚刚过半，究竟后面的选手是否可以超越他们，我们还要继续关注。来看第6位金灵儿。
My hometown Ningbo is a city that combines history and modernity perfectly. We have the largest seaport in the world. Different ships and goods bring great vitality and prosperity to the city. We have the oldest private library, Tianyi Pavilion. It has a history of more than 400 years. This library has experienced war and natural disasters, but the people of Ningbo have protected ancient books and ancient buildings as if they were protecting their own lives. The people in this city love to read books. From books and cultural traditions, we enjoy life that is rich and spiritual. So harbors, we communicate with the world conveniently. Open and inclusive mind is our common features.
其实我们真的可能坐在这儿看的时候不理解这个拍外拍有多辛苦，在这个炎热的天气下，在太阳的这个炙晒下，炙烤下，那么我们其实小朋友去拍这样一个视频都是非常用心的一个，
对，挺不容易的。
是的，是的。好，那么接下来来关注一下这位小朋友对我们的议题有什么样的见解。
be awakened after falling asleep, it would be very interesting. First of all, I would be very excited. To wake up naturally, that means feel very fresh and energetic. But what would happen if other people are also wake up naturally? When we were at school, but we don't know when will the teacher come to class. What's more, the doctors and paramedics wouldn't wake up if someone is sick and needed rescued. But I believe when disorder occurs, our scientists will immediately develop a drug or put a chip in our mind so that we could wake up naturally in a fixed time. The leader of society will arrange different periods of work according to different people's biological clock. Then, slowly, our life will turn back to normal. In short, facing a trouble, human beings always have a way to make the world work normally and orderly.
跟刚才的吴越比起来，我们的5号选手比起来，你们觉得在这个环节上，他的这个回答，你们评价一下，更喜欢谁的？
我可能更喜欢上一位同学的选手的这个答案这个答案呢让我听的，因为我可能不是特别的提倡，是我个人的我不是特别提倡这种就是科学家然后就往人类的这个身体里面去注射任何的就是什么芯片的这些东西的，所以但是他能想到这些，从一个思想语言组织能力的这么一个角度来看，我还是感觉他挺厉害的。你说喜欢呢，我还是喜欢上一个选手的，但是他说的非常好，就是喜欢上一位。
你已经学会很中国式的表达了，就是喜欢上一个，但是这个还是很好，两个人都很平衡哈。
森哥其实这个内容上已经说得很好了，我想从表达上，就比如说，我觉得他在有一些点的这个 stress 强调上面可以再柔一点，比如说 naturally， 对吧，而不是naturally put some drugs in their mind, maybe a chip， 而不是 put some drugs or maybe a chip， 就那个 like slow down， like be more natural。
对，而且个别字的这个发音还注意应该更准确一些。
对，是的。
好，我们来看一下最后一个环节 Q&A。
Question number 1. You've read thousands of books, but what is your favorite genre and why?
My favorite kind of book to read is the fairy tale. Because every fairy tale has very lovely characters, especially the princesses. They are my role models. Some are very kind, like Cinderella. Some are really beautiful, such as Snow White. When I read a fairy tale, I feel I'm just a beautiful and elegant princess too.
Question number 2. You mentioned in the future people might get chips implanted in their brains to control their sleep patterns. Can you describe what some of the risks might be with this?
If a chip is put